wake up and learn the true history of slavery, because that wasn't exactly a white men sport, okay? Jewish people were the ones that were trading us. And to people that are at home, I implore you to wake up to these people who believe that they are contract lords. I challenge Black Americans to wake up to your true history, because your quarrel is not with white men, okay? Wake up to who publishes these books and keeps us warring with one another. Christians versus Christians, right? Christians versus Muslims. Wake up and learn the true history of slavery, because that wasn't exactly a white men sport, okay? Jewish people were the ones that were trading us. Jewish people were in control of the slave trade. They've buried a lot of it, but it's there, and you can find it. I think all of us need to wake up to this, because it's making me absolutely sick.
Now, this may come as a surprise to you, but as many as 10,000 Jews served in the Confederate Army, and they served bravely. There was Adolf Proskauer, a recent immigrant from Poland who fought at Seven Pines, Chancellorsville, Gettysburg, and Spotsylvania. Wounded at least 3 times, he just couldn't kill this guy. Then there was Louis Leon, also a recent immigrant, this time from Germany, who was one of the few survivors from his brigade who fought at Gettysburg. Now, he was real hardcore, and 50 years after the battle, he had this to say in his memoirs: "I still say our cause was just, nor do I regret one thing that I have done to cripple the North." But there's one Confederate who in some ways topped them all. Judah Benjamin was born in the West Indies, grew up in South Carolina, and made his way to New Orleans, where he also made his fortune as an innovative sugarcane plantation owner with 140 slaves.
Jews and Judaism in the United States, a documentary history by Rabbi Mark Lee Raphael. So this is someone from the Jewish community that's highlighting their role in the transatlantic world war, even though they dumbed us down to saying slave trade. It's a world war, and I encourage you guys, look up the definition of a world war.
When Jefferson Davis became the Confederacy's president, he made Judah Benjamin his Attorney General in 1861, then Secretary of War in 1862, and finally Secretary of State. Now, along the way, Judah appeared on the Confederacy's $2 bill. As Secretary of State, Judah Benjamin led the effort to tempt Britain and France into recognizing the Confederacy. But when the Union gained the upper hand in the Civil War, Lord Palmerston and Napoleon III chose not to take the bait, in part because neither really could stomach recognizing a slave-holding nation. Knowing this, Judah Benjamin played his last card. The only way the South could survive would be to free at least those slaves who agreed to fight for the Confederacy.
Jews also took an active part in the Dutch colonial slave trade. Indeed, by laws of the Recife, Mauritia, congregations included an imposta, in other words, a Jewish tax of 5 soldos for each Negro slave a Brazilian Jew purchased from the West Indies Company. Slave auctions were postponed if they fell on a Jewish holiday. In Carriacou in the 17th century, as well as in the British colonies of Barbados and Jamaica in the 18th century, Jewish merchants played a major role in the slave trade. Notice what it says: Jewish merchants played a major role. See, many of them would try to reduce their role. No, they played a major role in this world war on our people. In fact, in all the American colonies, whether French, British, or Dutch, Jewish merchants frequently dominated. This was no less true on the North American mainland, where during the 18th century, Jews participated in the triangular trade that brought slaves from Africa to West Indies and there exchanged them for molasses, which in turn was taken to New England and converted into rum for sale in Africa. Isaac da Costa of Charleston, that's Charleston, South Carolina, in the 1750s. That's the Jewish guy. David Franks of Philadelphia in the 1760s, Jewish guy. Aaron Lopez of Newport News in the late 1760s, Jewish guy. And early 1770s, dominated Jewish slave trading on the American continent. In these European outposts, the Jews, with their years of mercantile experience and network of friends and family providing market reports of great use, played a significant role in the merchant capitalism, commercial revolution, and territorial expansion that developed the New World and established the colonial economies. The Jewish Caribbean nexus provided Jews with the opportunity to claim a disproportionate influence in the 17th, 18th century New World commerce. You guys better stop looking for this New World Order. It's been here. The New World Order has been here, running full steam ahead.
Charlie felt like Ben was like throwing down like slave owner vibes. And he was just like, he thinks I like own you or something, but I'm going to show you the text messages because otherwise you'll say it didn't happen. Here we go. This was, again, everything. Ben was going on people's shows and talking down about me and Charlie. And he said, you're bigger than Ben now. And walking into the White House yesterday, I realized that. I said, I know, he hates it. He said, we just have to treat him like noise. He wants you to punch down to him. His respect amongst movement fighters is quite low. I feel like that's relevant right now to what Ben's doing. He wants to egg on this fight because he's lost a certain bit of respect. And then Charlie goes on, you got in his head, which is terrific. The Ben thing involves me more than he wants to admit. And then we went on, and this is the same conversation. He knows that Jon Snow, he's using a Game of Thrones reference, is stronger as the dragons fly higher. And he said it pisses him off, and he is sending his incestuous brother to go try and kill us. It's worse. He views you as my slave, 100%. Control her is what he really was saying to me when he called.
This could be anywhere in mainland Spain. I've only been to Spain one time, but this could be Madrid. This could be Barcelona. I thought in the U.S. we had made this outfit kind of unpopular, but they're still rolling with it in Spain, apparently.
Would you be surprised if I told you that there were Jewish members of the Ku Klux Klan? New York Times state Klan leader hides secret of Jewish origin. Klan leader here hiding the secret of his Jewish origin. Preaches anti-Semitism. October 31st, 1965. This is a Jewish guy right here. And these is just some highlights from the article. It says a 21-year-old Queens man, Daniel Burrows, was identified on October 20th as the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan in charge of New York State at hearings of the House Committee on Un-American Activities. Actually, Mr. Burrows carries a Klan card identifying him as King Kleagle, or chief organizer for the United Klans of America.
Well, photos of children dressed in blackface are sparking reaction now from community leaders in Lakewood. The photos were taken during Purim celebration last week, where members of the Jewish community traditionally dress up in costume. News 12 New Jersey's Jim Murdoch fills us in.
The photos began circulating on social media over the weekend and were quickly condemned by Jewish leaders and the president of the Ocean County chapter of the NAACP. One photo shows two children with their faces painted black wearing colorful West African-style printed clothes. A second photo taken from the back shows two other children wearing dark makeup with afro wigs and sweatshirts with the slogan "Black Lives Matter" written on the back.
Poor taste. Actually sick.
Public School Board attorney and community leader Michael Inselbuck says the blame lies on the parents.
Assemblyman Dov Hyken of Borough Park, Brooklyn, in a picture on his son's Facebook page. The Assemblyman, a staunch defender of Jewish civil rights, is wearing what appears to be an afro wig, darkened face, sunglasses, and an orange jersey. He said he was trying to portray a black basketball player during yesterday's Purim holiday. Purim is a holiday when Jewish people celebrate not being annihilated in 13th century Persia. During Purim, Jewish children and some adults dress in costumes, give gifts to friends, and feast.
Purim, you get dressed up. And again, if you've seen the pictures of what people look like, it's everything you can imagine and what you can't imagine. It's bizarre, it's crazy. People get dressed up as Indians. People get dressed up as black. Never meant to offend anyone. So I realize that people see it that way, but it was not meant in that fashion at all. Period.
This is the Jewish Telegraphic Agency, Jews and Blackface, a complicated history. February 6, 2019. It says, when it comes to the Jewish experience with blackface, the picture is, well, not so black and white. It goes on to say, for Jews, the controversy surrounding Virginia Governor Ralph Northam suggests a complicated history that runs from Al Jolson to Eddie Cantor to former Brooklyn Assemblyman Dov Hyken. Northam is walking in the footsteps of Al Jolson, born Asa Jolson in Lithuania, to Jewish parents who immigrated to the United States. The actor, singer, known at the height of his popularity as the world's greatest entertainer, often performed blackface. So Al Jolson was world-renowned. He was considered and labeled as the world's greatest entertainer. Guess what? This Jewish guy performed quite often in blackface. This is Al Jolson right here, performing Mammy. You can look it up. This is him in blackface. This is a Jewish guy in blackface. Going back to this article, Jolson's career flourished as a result of his portrayal of African Americans, most notably in the 1927 film The Jazz Singer. The first full-length talkie, in other words, talking film, whose hallmark moment is his emotional singing, overdrawn white lips of Mammy. At the time, Jolson was arguably better known in the country than any genuinely black performer. The current debate over the propriety of non-blacks impersonating blacks, especially through wearing makeup on their faces, whether accompanied by stereotyped black language and mannerism or not, is focusing attention on the history of blackface. The debate exists at the intersection of cultural affinity, cultural appropriation, and the practice changing perceptions in part of both black and white society. Blackface has a long Jewish history. Let me make this clear. This is coming from a Jewish publication, the Telegraphic Agency, making it clear that blackface has a long Jewish history. Let me say it one more time. Blackface has a long Jewish history. I'm quoting from a Jewish publication. It says that blackface has a long Jewish history. The practice originated in the late 1820s with white male performers portraying African American characters by applying burnt cork to their faces. These minstrel acts grew in popularity through the 1840s, frequently exposing white audiences in the North to a depiction of Southern black life. Mark Twain and Abraham Lincoln were known to attend minstrel shows. White and black performers, let me say this again, white and black performers, in addition to Jolson, leading Jewish entertainers who also performed in blackface, included such prominent names as Eddie Cantor, George Burns, George Jessel, and Sophia Tucker. Jews played a disproportionate role in the entertainment industry. Wait a minute, what do we just see here? This is from the Jewish Telegraphic Agency. It says the Jews then played a disproportionate role in the entertainment industry. Jews performed this kind of minstrelsy in the 1910s and the 1920s better and more than any other group in America. Come on, family. Come on, family. Come on, family. Doesn't it sound familiar? Why does it seem like everything that was against our people, they excelled in it? Took it to another level, according to the sources that we shared.
As soon as I saw him put on the blackface, I thought, when in the history of our country did it become non-political to be blackface? We accepted that very easily, but as it moved on, at some point, you would never do that today. When did that kind of stop?
It's a very astute observation. One thing that, again, many people have said about the jazz singer is that the heyday of blackface was actually the middle of the 19th century. And by the time that we see it here in 27, blackface was really on its way out. And so it's interesting that other, again, Jewish performers, Eddie Cantor, Sophie Tucker, were doing blackface as part of their routine. So it was multiple Jewish performers doing this. But you're right, it was definitely, as we might term today, it was already becoming not PC, but still being used by certain people in this time period.
And to people that are at home, I implore you to wake up to these people who believe that they are contract lords.
Ma'am, just know I'm not against you. I'm just here to do my job. Hello? Hey, what's up? Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, it's posted on her door. I'm probably gonna need PD, but let's see.
The NYPD, along with the courts, are working in coordination with predominantly Jewish property developers to steal homes and evict families, including the elderly and children, out onto the streets.
What marshal you are? I sent you a cease and desist for you not to come here and harass me, and you still here telling me you're about to evict me in the middle of the cold.
Exposing them not only to carceral systems, displacement and homelessness, but also to the extreme police brutality of the NYPD.
You can open the door. I'm not gonna step in until I explain everything to you. It's a private house. First and second floor. I'm not sure.
Listen to the language this criminal marshal is using against Carmela here. He's literally sicking the NYPD on her.
She's inside barricaded.
No, I'm just, because I already know.
This is the language they use before they break down your door, arrest you, involuntarily commit you, or just straight up kill you.
Let me just ask you, are you here by yourself? Are you home by yourself? Okay, how many people are we talking? Can I talk to you? They told me it was going to be a trouble. Seems like it.
And with the installation of Zionist billionaire real estate heiress Jessica Tisch, the NYPD has begun conducting illegal evictions with militarized SWAT teams.
He gearing up. I just asked what's going on in the building because they have elderly people here. Why is he getting geared up like this? But he's putting on tactical gear.
Restraining orders mean nothing to the NYPD, who will still come and throw families out. And then protect the thieves as they sledgehammer the homes in front of the owners.
Don't put your ass back. Get the fuck out. Get your fucking ass out. Come here and you threatening to arrest her for her broken property. Break everything. No more walls. Look what they did. Mother of fallen evil.
Wow.
And they walked out of here. He kept in.
They refuse to take police reports to cover their tracks.
There's no report to make. Excuse me, I'm trying to talk.
No, but you're wrong.
Okay, there's no report to make.
No, he's walking away.
And then retaliate against the victims by showing up with even more police to terrorize them the next day.
I sent him a cease and desist for the marshals, and he still came here and harassed me. How you came to my house? Oh, we have cameras everywhere, so you will find a complaint against you guys.
Eric Gonzalez, the Brooklyn DA, finally granted a meeting for over 80 victims of deed theft yesterday, but then put them off at the last moment.
He's the district attorney. You can give us the right to tell him to stop it now, and you know it. Stop treating us like a slave. Stop it. Just stop it.
Why? These are his donors. This is state-sponsored terrorism against Black and brown communities in New York, and it is completely routine.
They denied us to do the police report of what happened on yesterday. There's a TRO, nobody's supposed to be at the house. We went to file a police report, he refused to give the police report, and then he came here today to get all of us out the house. The same sergeant.
There's no report to make.
No one will believe that if I don't say it and show it.
And to people that are at home, I implore you to wake up to these people who believe that they are contract lords.
Stem cell technology that Peter and I are investing in is called SCNT, which takes the egg of a young, perfect woman specimen, takes the egg and takes out the nucleus and puts our DNA in the nucleus. They just go in and take it out.
It's painful, right?
Huh?
Is it painful?
Yeah, a little bit. And this is part of this genetic greatness that we don't see in any other race on the planet. These curvy, sexy Black women from Africa. You girls have a kind of a monopoly on this genetic perfection, and we want some of that.
I started working on human mitochondrial DNA so that I would have some kind of view that was objective, that would help me understand and help other people understand how humans around the world were related. I was very excited when I first started to get evidence, and it was so counterintuitive. I'd put 20 Europeans and 20 African Americans on a sheet of X-ray film, and every African American showed differences, and all the Europeans looked the same. And I thought I'd mislabeled something, or I thought I'd made some drastic mistake. And we kept repeating and repeating things, and as we got more samples from different areas, I realized that it was a difference in the pattern, and that this whole new type of evidence based on mitochondria was going to change the way we thought about modern humans.
Lupita's results contained something I'd never seen before. When we examined her mitochondrial DNA, the genetic fingerprint passed down from mother to daughter across generations, we found that she carries DNA from the oldest maternal haplogroup, a very ancient branch of the mtDNA tree, just adjacent to what scientists call the mitochondrial Eve, the most recent woman from whom all living humans today descend.
The responses of people were sort of amazing. The public was genuinely interested in certain aspects of it, but there was a tendency to misinterpret the data because of the terminology used to describe this woman, African Eve. And people thought it meant the biblical Eve, the single woman in the Judeo-Christian Bible, the wife of Adam. I have to say, even my own uncle sent me a Christmas card the year that our study was published saying, "How dare you, you know Grandma wasn't black."
And this is part of this genetic greatness that we don't see in any other race on the planet. These curvy, sexy black women from Africa. You girls have a kind of a monopoly on this genetic perfection, and we want some of that. So, girls, for $100, we will pay you for your egg.
No, you gotta be out of your monkey. You can get paid a lot more than that.
So how much do you want for it? Let's bid. I bid $500 for you. Know, I'm prepared to outbid him anyway. Whatever I bid, he's gonna outbid me.
I bought about $60,000 worth of eggs.
Yeah.
If you have an abortion, that's very valuable. Umbilical cord, you know, and placenta, you know, even a period blood is so rich with stem cells. We regard it as waste, and it actually should be. It should be captured as recycled, and it shouldn't go to waste. It's life for somebody, you know, and it's life for mankind. No, the best eggs are 16 to 18 years old. Those are the best eggs. And as you get older, your eggs get weaker and weaker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So you may not be our top candidate.
No, that's fine. I think that was my business anyway.
As we mark Women's History Month, we can't ignore a troubling trend. Missing black women and girls have received a fraction of the news coverage missing white women and girls have nationwide. A study analyzing news coverage found that while black people make up nearly 40% of all missing persons cases, white women were overrepresented, receiving more than half of the national news coverage, even though they make up less than a third of all missing persons cases. And according to the National Crime Information Center, black women and girls are more likely to be reported missing. Last year, they accounted for roughly 36% of all females reported missing in this country, even though they make up 15% of all women and girls in America.
No, the best eggs are 16 to 18 years old. Those are the best eggs. And as you get older, your eggs get weaker and weaker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So you may not be our top candidate.
In recent months, there's been growing alarm that more people in D.C. are missing, particularly girls.
All of a sudden, we start having a lot of young females missing.
This past week, a post that was retweeted over 47,000 times claimed that 14 black girls had gone missing in Washington, D.C. in a 24-hour period.
In the first 10 days of this month, 10 young black and Latinos, most of them female, were reported missing in Washington, D.C.
Today, Washington, D.C., more than a dozen teenagers have been reported missing, all of them black or Latino. These are just some of their faces we're showing. There was an emotional town hall last night. Members of the community spoke out, telling their city leaders they're afraid for their families because of what they view as an apparent spike in the number of missing kids. Sadly, though, for that community, the chief of police told the crowd that this is far from a new problem.
The disturbing fact is that we do have that many kids that go missing in our city, and it's been that way for a long time.
Governor Walz held a signing ceremony launching the Missing and Murdered African American Women Task Force. Among those on hand was Lakeisha Lee of St. Paul, who will serve on the new panel.
Me being here proves that
my life, my sister's life, my daughter's life. It matters.
Lee became active on this issue because her sister, Brittany Clardy, was murdered in February of 2013, her body found in the trunk of a car in a toll lot 3 weeks after Brittany suddenly disappeared.
I want to learn everything I can about my mama's sales.
They've been at the forefront of basically every major medical breakthrough.
Even though Henrietta Lacks passed away in 1951, she still made huge contributions to the medical field.
Those cells were being used to help cure polio and cancer and HIV.
To know that a part of your family is the reason why we have vaccinations and in vitro fertilization is just amazing.
Everyone's saying Henrietta Lacks donated themselves. They took them and didn't ask.
Her family was not informed. Doctors had taken a sample of her tissue, and over time, what had happened to her and her cells were revealed.
And the family of Henrietta Lacks has reached a settlement with a biotech company accused of profiting off her immortal cell line. Lacks died of cancer in 1951. Back then, doctors took some of her cancer cells without her or her family's consent. Those cells have been used in countless medical breakthroughs. The Lacks family says it has waited 70 years for justice.
Billionaires like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates are known for their charitable contributions, but not all great givers crave the spotlight. Last night at Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston, an anonymous individual gave an unprecedented donation of 200 human kidneys. The secret benefactor delivered his gift a few minutes before 4 a.m. this morning, as seen here in the security camera footage.
It's an amazing gift. The kidneys are so fresh, they clearly must have been removed within the last 24 hours.
The philanthropist sought no fanfare and left without requesting so much as a thank you.
Whoever did this is obviously very skilled with a knife, and it looked to me like they've done this before, maybe hundreds, thousands of times. We are just incredibly grateful.
The hospital's medical technicians have been working overtime to sort through the massive donation.
They left a note in the bag that indicated they might be making more additional donations in the future.
What happened to this teenage boy walking through this school gym? He's captured here on surveillance camera, then disappears until...
Come to the lounge side's going out. There's a dead body out here.
17-year-old Kendrick Johnson was found upside down in a rolled gym mat last January. Investigators say he was reaching for a shoe, got stuck, and died.
We have found nothing to indicate this was anything other than just a tragic accident.
You could tell he was beaten.
Kendrick's parents believe the story about the shoe is a cover-up, and they question why sheriff's investigators either did not collect or test potential evidence from the scene.
Got some questions about the Kendrick Johnson case.
I'm not going to discuss that with you.
Why not, sir?
Because our case is closed.
Kendrick's body was exhumed. His parents paid for an independent autopsy, and the pathologist found evidence of apparent non-accidental blunt force trauma to the neck. But it's also what the pathologist did not find that shocked the family.
Organs, the heart, lungs, liver, etc., were not with the body.
They left a note in the bag that indicated they might be making more additional donations in the future.
And first at 6, the investigation of a business deal that deals in human body parts shifting from Detroit to Chicago as the feds launch a new raid.
And once again, hundreds of families will be left wondering if the bodies of loved ones have been bought and sold on the black market.
7 Action News investigator Jim Kirchner is here tonight with a story you'll see only on 7. Jim?
Stephen and Carolyn, this case started here, according to sources, when a man named Arthur Rathburn was shipping human body parts through Metro Airport. Get this, the box leaked blood. Those cargo haulers then called for help. Why were you stockpiling hundreds of human body parts here, sir? That's Art Rathburn. And remember his business 13 months ago? For 2 days, federal investigators dressed in hazmat suits removed body parts of 1,000 different people. Arms, legs, heads cut up and kept on ice, not embalmed, so they would be fresh for the black market.
They left a note in the bag that indicated they might be making more additional donations in the future.
Today, the rundown warehouse on Detroit's east side is shuttered and up for sale. Sources say Rathburn's seized records led them to the Chicago area today, a business called Biological Resource Center in Rosemont. It's difficult to see from the outside, but sources say the hazmat suits and raid are underway on the 6th floor of this office building. The same paper trail led investigators to Biological Resource Center in Phoenix last January, and another raid removing body parts and corpses. There were also ties to similar businesses in Las Vegas. Since these dealt directly with the public, families were left without answers.
They left a note in the bag that indicated they might be making more additional donations in the future.
Why would you want to kill yourself? Maybe I like the idea of choosing when I die instead of having somebody else choose for me. If someone offered you a good job, would you be interested? What kind of job are you talking about? We need someone to help us with our hunts out in the wilderness.
Are you sure about this one?
Oh, I'm sure.
Has he got courage? Gentlemen, I would like you to meet our new hunting guide, Mason. Here's a toast to the hunters and a prayer for the hunted. The hunt begins now.
Just let me get the door for you.
Go.
We're not really gonna hunt him, are we?
He's nothing. He's less than nothing.
Come on, Mason!
I won't take any part in this.
I want you!
If you make it to civilization, you live. If you don't, maybe God will have mercy. I think he's gone back to the cabin.
None of them has ever done that before. Mr. Mason!
A state lawmaker is proposing new legislation that would make it a felony to remove organs from a deceased person without their family's permission. The move comes after months of I-Team reporting that uncovered multiple cases involving inmates whose organs were removed after death without their families knowing. Tonight, ABC 3340's Cynthia Gould has more on that story.
So if you feel like in your heart that what you're doing to people's loved ones is right, then shame on you.
Kelvin Moore's family learned from the funeral home his organs were missing after autopsy at UAB. Those organs later retrieved in a biohazard bag. And there were other inmate families we heard from, including a mother outraged to learn her son's heart was missing.
Once you hear it, it just shocks the conscience. That as bad as things are in our prison system, in our criminal justice system, that even to the point of after death, the system still denigrates the people that are involved with it.
There is a law in the books requiring notification and consent of next of kin to remove and retain organs, but no penalties.
It was essentially unenforceable.
In the upcoming legislative session, Representative England will try again to make it a Class C felony. Medical ethics experts say organs are almost always returned to the body after an autopsy, unless there's a clear reason, and families must be informed.
But it's very simple. You ask consent. You get permission from the families. You don't return bodies with organs missing. It's simply barbaric.
Attorney Lauren Ferrano says this is not about organ donation or medical research, but transparency and respect. The controversy resulted in both state and federal lawsuits.
If they are not willing to come forward and take accountability and admit that wrong is wrong, then we will continue to litigate this to the full extent.
She believes dozens of families have been impacted. One unintended consequence, fewer autopsies now on deceased inmates after UAB is no longer contracted to perform them.
The concept of the bill wasn't to end autopsies of someone who dies ADOC custody. It was to make sure that notice was given prior to an organ being kept.
The Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences only handles certain cases.
Now there aren't any autopsies going on deaths when someone dies in Department of Corrections custody unless there are unusual or suspicious circumstances.
But who makes that call? Sometimes only an autopsy can determine what really happened. And with so many deaths in Alabama prisons, some worry potential crimes are being missed. Cynthia Gould, ABC 3340 News.
Thank you, Cynthia. In a statement, UAB says its Department of Pathology has been in compliance with laws governing autopsies, and a panel of medical ethicists reviewed and endorsed protocols regarding autopsies conducted for incarcerated persons.
Israel has admitted harvesting organs from the bodies of dead Palestinians during the 1990s. Well, the country's health ministry says all the organs were used for medical purposes and came from many different ethnic groups. It follows a report by a Swedish newspaper which claimed that young Palestinians had disappeared, only to be returned by the Israelis with their bodies ripped open. Now, the initial investigation was flatly denied by Israel and branded anti-Semitic. But the recent admission from Yehuda Hiss, the former head of Israel's Forensic Institute, has already been confirmed by several sources. While the Swedish journalist who wrote the article, Donald Bostrom, says further investigation is necessary, Raanan Gissen, a former advisor to Ariel Sharon, says the reports have gone completely over the top.
We already know, since the Minister of Health report, the Sigelsson report, that organ harvesting was going on from Israelis and guest workers and from tourists. So that was already known. What my article said was we have to investigate whether it happened to the Palestinians or not. And from now on, it's confirmed, yes, it happened even to the Palestinians. And that is very, very serious. I had a computer list containing 133 Palestinians killed by Israelis without trial, murder. And out of those 133, there was 59 taken into Israel against international law, and we performed autopsy again against international law. What we know is they were targeted since they were wanted by the Israeli army for throwing stones or for terrorist action. That we know. That's the fact.
Let's look at the facts and then at the myth. The fact is that Israel is one of the leading countries of organ transplant, but for humanitarian purposes. And the beneficiaries of organ transplant are Jews, Arab, Christians, Palestinians. Israel is one of the leading countries in that.
Is Israel involved in Palestinian organ harvesting? Human rights monitors and medical experts have condemned the condition of 120 Palestinian bodies handed over by Israel to Gaza, reporting clear signs of torture and raising suspicions of organ theft. In 2024, at the Khan Yunis hospital, hundreds of bodies were discovered in mass graves. The Gaza government's media office reported that some of these bodies had been decapitated and had their organs removed. In November 2023, amid Israel's assault on Gaza, the Euromed Human Rights Monitor raised concerns about potential organ harvesting from deceased Palestinians by Israeli forces, citing bodies being held in mass graves near Gaza hospitals. Those concerns arose due to Israel having a history of holding onto bodies of lifeless Palestinians, and Israel's history admitting to the practice back in the 1990s. In the late 80s until the beginning of 2000s, Israeli pathologist Yehuda Hiss worked at Greenberg Institute of Forensic Medicine. Hiss was eventually dismissed for removing unauthorized organs, bones, and tissues from deceased Israelis, Palestinians, and foreign workers, yet remained the chief pathologist at the institute. In an interview on Channel 12 back in 2009, former co-workers spoke about how skin was removed from the deceased without their family knowing.
There is something special about you, Judah. There is something special about you, Israel, or Yashara'al. When I say Judah, Yahawadah. That is the ancient pronunciation of the word. There is something special about you, Judah. Yahweh only spoke to you, to us, as a nation, and he spoke to no other nation. That's why we are supposed to be what? That light. We're Yah's chosen people that's separated. We're supposed to be the nation that's teaching the nations, not the nations teaching us.
Lion of Judah come upon the earth, bringing unquenchable fire. All the tribes of Israel and the believers stand in power. Speak with authority, worship uncontrollably. There's something about you, Judah. Fire upon the kingdom of darkness. We may suffer for a little while, but joy cometh in the morning.
Judah's
special, no wonder we were a chosen vessel. In and out of captivity, weaving like a pretzel. Messiah come through the tribe, clean out the bloodline. We disciples, so put us up on the front line. Face to face with crime, cause we ain't scared to grind. When you connect the divine, we stay pressed for time. Evangelize, keep the fine, put us in prison in. Worship first, we always invite the spirit in. Hold revival through a pen, stacking souls in empty bins. Joy in the morning, this a warning, you will never win. Fire upon the head of the serpent, he next tail chirping. It's too late cause your tail's already burning. I don't want your riches, gotta match you with gold streets. Rubies all around me, the light shine, no police. The living used to be deceased, resurrected to a feast. Nothing like being in peace at the table with the meat.
What's your thoughts? Please be respectful with your comments. Also, please click the like, click the notification bell, and subscribe to this channel.
Listen, Genesis chapter 11 verse 10 explains the genealogy of Shem. Shem was a black man in Africa. If you repeat this back, Genesis 14 verse 13, Abraham steps on the scene. Being a descendant of Shem, which is a fact, means Abraham too was black. Abraham, born in the city of a black man, called Nimrod, grandson of Ham. Ham had 4 sons. One was named Canaan. Here, let me do some explaining. Abraham, Isaac was the... Jacob had 12 sons. For real, and these were the children of Israel, according to Genesis chapter 10. These were the children of Israel, according to Genesis chapter 10. These were the children of Israel, according to Genesis chapter 10.